All right. We live? Yes, we're back. The chosen people are back. Very random stream. I know it's random. But like I said in a community section, I just noticed that my most recent live stream, only the members could leave I didn't even notice. I don't know how I did not catch that. You're gonna have to forgive me. Once I start thinking about stuff, see, this you gotta understand. All right, welcome. Missy May in the house, ABQ, San, Mr. Payne. Yes, Drew, Stars in the house, Kittens in the building, Lala in the building. Listen, I'm one of those people, when I focus on something, I can miss so many other things. I don't know why. I work on it all the time. I'm always working on it. But I don't know how I didn't catch that. Did not catch that. Because I didn't even know you could do that. Set it to where only the members leave comment. I didn't even know you could do that. Right? But no, I wouldn't have done that. So I wanted to test this out. Yes. And, but I already had a bunch of material, so I figure I might as well just go over the material. Got a lot of stuff I'm putting together, and it don't take long. The dog nuttery is so blatant. You can whip up a 2-hour stream really in a few minutes, if you focus on doing it fast. But if you want it more thorough, yeah, take more time. This is crazy. All right, I see people who are not members leaving comments. That's good. Because I was starting to think somebody hacking into my account, taking control of my, equipment here. Can't have that. So I'm going to say that I accidentally did that. Okay, and unless I see it again. Because I made sure that, it was not checked. But I did see it once I look for it. Right? But as you can see, it didn't take long to find something to talk about. Random, dog lover, nuttery, that's easy. And you know what's crazy is that even on their own lists, you can Google it. Google the most peaceful animals in the world. You never find dogs on these lists, even though several dog lovers have made some of these lists because there's too many of them. There are too many of them. And when you scroll, of course, you don't see dogs nowhere. The most loving creatures in the world, everybody knows they are not peaceful. You got doves, you got sheep, right? Frogs, cranes, what is this? Kingfisher, right? Mantra, sloth, butterflies, right? Panda, the bald eagle. That's too easy. But I want to show y'all something. And this was pathetic. Look at this. Here's another list. Top 10 animals that look scary, but are actually harmless. Check this out. They got, what is this? An eye? I've seen that before. They look crazy. Shark. What is this? Wait, what was that? Goliath bird eater. Like a camel spider. Look like a tarantula. Man, that's not what that is. Oh, yes, it is. Wow. Okay. Okay, you go through all these animals. Top 10, actually harmless. Look at this. Number 10, sea pig. This is supposed to be the last one. Look. Bonus, the pit bull. You believe that? I bet. Bonus, the pit bull. Your eyes don't deceive you. How pathetic is that? How pathetic is that? Shout out to Morpheus Christus in the super chat. And imagine what society would be if dogs didn't exist. I try to imagine. It would be a whole... Listen, these particular diseases going around, I don't think they'd be going around if dogs didn't exist. I honestly don't. we would be a whole lot healthier. A whole lot healthier. Yeah, that's a huge tarantula. Okay, the bird eater, it's a tarantula. So these dog nuts, these pit bull nuts, put Bonus, the pit bull. And this, oh my goodness. Look, dog nuts, pit nuts. Because I know the title of this video might get the attention of a lot of dog nuts. I'm going to make it simple for you. These things have killed and mauled far too many infants and babies for me to ever honor their existence. Period. I hate them. And they are unworthy of any type of prestige or glory. No, we don't compliment child mutilators. But look what they wrote. Like most of the animals on the list, the pit bull has been given a bad name. No, the pit bull gave itself a bad name. This is what these pit nutters don't understand. And do y'all know that the basis behind, and this is the thing, most of us have never understood their talking points. So they've been able to come at us and ramble off and throw all these so-called facts around, and we not know how to respond to them. But I know what they're talking about, even when they don't even say it. This sentence right here, like most animals on the list, the pit bull has been given a bad name. In other words, they're saying that many of the bully breeds that have killed someone, they were not actually pit bulls. That's all they're saying. And that the media and everybody labeled it a pit bull when it was still a bully breed, and the average person would not be able to tell the difference. Classic, manipulative, dishonest, deceptive pit nuttery. Right? It feels so good. So good to be able to call these people out, because that is so deceptive and dishonest. Right? Nashar in the building. What's going on? Tweaky? Rational Cleanliness? Oh yeah, I think Rational Cleanliness, I got to update my suggested channels. Rational Cleanliness makes videos. Makes videos, if I'm not mistaken. So check out his or her content. I have to check them out myself. As soon as I should have time this weekend. Right? So this is ridiculous. Like all dogs, pit bulls learn their behavior from their masters. Why is it that it's only pit bulls who have behavior that's dependent on the human being that raises them? And really, they don't raise them. They just feed them. Only dogs, especially pit bulls. Well, their behavior depends on how the human raises it when they're not even designed to be raised by humans. What are you talking about? Humans don't make these things bad. Stop with that. If a dog has a bad master, they will act badly. So in other words, a pit bull is harmless if it's raised properly. And even then, most of the time, you still got to hope that it never snaps, which is usually the case. People don't raise these things. Listen, I think there's a very tiny minority of pit bull owners who train them to fight, because there's too many of these people who are beta type people with pit bulls. Small little ladies. They're not training these things to attack. And quite often, these mutants attack those types of owners. The ones who are not raising them to fight. Cut it out. Cut it out, pit nutters. Cut it out. Nobody's buying this nonsense anymore. We have evolved so beyond your rhetoric. It's not even funny. And Raptor, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. Dogs smiling or regulating their body temperature. Excuse me, dogs don't smile. But that's what I'm going to put in the title, to attract these dog nuts. You know? And I'm going to show a photo. I don't like doing it. I'm going to show a photo of a pit bull panting. And I'm going to write dogs smiling to attract these dog nuts. So they'll click on it so that I can take them to class. But I'm going to talk about that because Raptor asked me to do a video about dogs regulating their body temperature. I've been seeing this request for a while, and I thought everybody knew about it, but somebody responded to him and said, wait, what? Like they wasn't even aware of it. Dog nuts think these things are smiling when they're panting. There are many dog lovers, and look, that's a mistake on my part. I shouldn't take for granted the stuff that we've learned over time. I just assume sometimes that everybody knows that dogs can't smile. That's not the case. A lot of people believe these things actually smile. No, they're panting. Dogs don't smile. Ridiculous. So yeah, this dog nut wrote this nonsense, totally discredited the whole article. If a dog has a bad master, they will act badly. But on the other hand, if a pit bull is raised with love and affection, people, this is so pathetic. The vast majority of stories we've gone over involve a very small, loving female who was attacked or something. Almost every story. These women are not training these things to fight, and they're not abusing them. Many of them are very, very intimate with them, if you catch my drift. So that is nonsense. And who gives you the right to make such an assumption anyways? What type of test have you done? Have you gone and watched every pit bull owner raise their pit bull? Who gives you the authority to say that if a pit bull is raised with love and affection, then it will be the sweetest animal you ever meet? Get out of here. You low IQ. I'm sorry, I gotta give it to you. You low IQ pit nuts. You say some of the most ridiculous things. And if you didn't say such stupid things, I would not snap on you. You forced this out of me. You know full well you are full of it and making a very sweeping assumption. You can't prove any of it. Matter of fact, all the evidence points towards the people who raised them with love and affection getting attacked most often. Those people who beat the hell out of these things usually don't get attacked. Because these, for the most part, are cowardly creatures that are easily punked. Cut that out. You pit nutters, y'all gonna cut that out. You rarely hear about an alpha male getting mutilated by his dog. It's usually a dog that has assumed the role of alpha in the home that attacks someone or the owner. Cut it out. See, this is why these pit nutters, these dog advocates, they don't want to converse. They don't want to accept any of my requests. They don't want to accept the requests of anybody with a platform, whether it be dogsbite.org or whoever. They don't want to have a real debate with somebody who knows the facts and who can think for themselves, who don't buy into rhetoric and propaganda. Raised with love and affection. Get out of here. So that was pathetic. And it was so pathetic they had to put this at the end. This content is accurate and true to the best of the author's knowledge. and is not meant to substitute for formal and individualized advice from a qualified professional. Yeah, I thought so. That's exactly what I thought. Get out of here. So yeah, that quickly and promptly infuriated me. I needed some quick content, and that was it. Now let me show y'all something else. Let me show y'all something else that I saw today, because dog nuttery is crazy. Everybody who creates content, everybody, go to my recommended channels section, go to the community section, in that post where I ask if there are any more, go watch the content. You will notice there is a never-ending amount of content. It's never ending. Dog nuttery is never ending, and it's truly incredible. It really is. The articles that surface on a daily basis is incredible to me. Now, how many of y'all, I post that video of this police officer kicking this dog, and this thing apparently has gone viral, okay, for all the wrong reasons, because it was like a few seconds long and all it showed was the cop kicking the dog. Turned out that pit bull was just roaming the community off leash, free, attacking everybody. It had already bitten, I think, a 10-year-old child and a postal worker. It was a menace to society. And that is usually the case. These things are a menace to society. And that's why dog lovers, day and night, 24/7, try to project dogs as man's best friend, because they know that they are the exact opposite. And they're bringing therapy mutts into an airport. An airport. And they're literally forcing dogs onto people at airports. Boy, oh boy. Austin? Is that Texas? I hope this is not Austin, Texas. Okay, travelers can find this mutt along with a few others at the Austin Struble International Airport as part of its newly launched therapy dog program. Aims to spread puppy love to passengers who may be anxious about flying or who just want to pet a very ugly, hideous, nasty, dirty mutt. See, this is what I don't like. No consideration for people who have been traumatized, who are allergic, none whatsoever. Why are they allowed to do that? To just violate people who are allergic, violate people who have been traumatized. Consideration from society is only given to dog lovers. That needs to change. And in this stupid article, just surfaced today, as you could have guessed, they included the usual rhetoric. Right? You see this from a mile away. They are so predictable. Stress reliever. Right? We knew they'd go there. Research supports the positive effects therapy dogs have on people in stressful situations. What is this? Get out of here. Okay, this thing is acting up. What is going on here? What is this? Okay, this thing is totally malfunctioning. Hey, sorry about that. Yeah. Research supports positive effects, blah, blah, blah. Studies have shown that dogs can reduce stress and increase the levels of happiness hormones. Travelers, look at what it says here. Look at that. Travelers will be encouraged to pet the dogs. They just put it in plain English for you. I wish you would. I don't even travel. I wish you would. Seriously. Right? Shout out to DB Cooper in the super chat. Okay, my live stream is malfunctioning. What's going on here? Yeah, shout out to DB Cooper in the super chat. Yeah, how do you communicate with a mutt? Exactly. This is ridiculous. Travelers will be encouraged to pet the dogs. I wish somebody would. If you don't get away from me with that nasty, toxic, fecal matter, atmosphere infesting. Oh man, I'm just waiting for the day. I am waiting for the day. If you don't, man, encouraged to pet the dogs. So beware, travelers, beware. A mutt may be coming to an airport near you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And we got more diseases popping up. More diseases popping up with these mutts. If you keep up with the diseases, the viral outbreaks with dogs, it's never ending. They're always coming up with something. There's always a rise in some type of virus somewhere with these mutants. It is because they are so nasty and filthy. Simple as that. Nasty and filthy. I want to show y'all something. Let's really talk about some random dog nuttery here. Right, since we're here. Let's have fun with this thing. Okay, oh, wait a minute.
Spider Bite. I could use some help showing the world how Liberty Mutual customizes their car insurance.
My computer is just moving so slow right now. See, it's the dog nutters. It's the dog nutters. They're screwing with my equipment here, my live streams. They're trying to silence this movement. I know that this is what's happening. But you cannot stop it. Okay, let me share my screen. Because I've been sitting up here looking at some of the worst cases of nuttery I've ever seen in my life. Let me share it with you. Right?
New developments in the shooting death of a family's dog in Cheatham County. Today, the sheriff released video of the incident that he says proves his deputy did nothing wrong. News Channel 5's Chris Conti with a story you'll see only on Fox.
He had to react quickly.
This is a story cemented in seconds. Seconds to react, seconds that changed everything.
It happens that fast. It happens so fast sometimes all you can do is react.
That is Sheriff Mike Breedlove, and this is video of Deputy Daryl Hooper arriving at a home in Ashland City last week to serve a subpoena. Watch in the lower left-hand corner as Sadie the dog approaches.
He was going to pet the dog was waving, and then all of a sudden it attacked.
Seconds. 1 second, Sadie was wagging her tail. Another second, she appears to lunge at Deputy Hooper. Another second, he pulls out his gun, fires once. In your mind.
So he shot it. He shot it. Within a second, that dog tried to bite him twice. It snapped at him. He was about to pet the dog. Why? Because he said its tail was wagging. Once again, yet another example a mutt wagging its tail means nothing. You dog nuts, you're going to get enough of trying to project that as a sign of friendliness. It is not. I don't even think these mutants are in control of their tails. I really don't. They're not smart enough to be in control of something like that. It's just an impulse, an involuntary movement. And I'm just saying that on the fly. But one thing I know for a fact is that it is not a sign of friendliness.
Sadie was wagging her tail. Another second. She appears to lunge at Deputy Hooper. Another second. He pulls out his gun, fires once.
In your mind, is it clear to you that he was about to be bitten?
No doubt, and it's even apparent in the freeze frame. There was actually 2 attempts by the dog to bite him.
Sheriff Breedlove points to the video as proof that his officer was in danger. Sadie's owners, though, claim she was killed needlessly.
It could have been handled several different ways. I mean, if he felt that threatened, he had pepper spray, he had a taser. It was just a careless decision that he made that it's ruined us.
She told him he should have used the pepper spray or a taser. Your life is being threatened by something that can kill you. And you want to try to neutralize that threat with a non-deadly weapon? Something that the dog could run right through, could continue to attack you, even though you tase it. It's been happened several times already. Pepper spray has been proven not to work 100% of the time. Same with tasers. He just should have taken a chance, huh? I don't think so.
This dog was vicious. He was trying to bite this deputy. There just was no time to de-escalate, to pull out mace. There was just absolutely no time at all.
After this incident, Sheriff Breedlove is making sure every officer, including those serving papers, will now be wearing body cameras.
That's right. That's right. That's right, dog nuts. We're going to deal with some random nuttery. It don't take long to debunk your nuttery. Okay? Y'all, I should do this more often.
We're now seeing the moments after an officer shot and killed a dog. This happened in Hallandale Beach. The neighbor who gave us that video.
Why are cops always forced to shoot dogs? Huh? Could it be because dogs are loose cannons, ticking time bombs, deadly predators, unpredictable, not loving, not man's best friend, actually man's worst enemy?
The video you're looking at there tells us it happened for no reason.
So we sent Terrell Ford an
And it always happened for no reason. Cops just happen to shoot dogs all the time for no reason, and they never shoot any other animals for no reason. I mean, if cops just get off on killing animals for no reason, don't you think they would kill a multitude of animals? It's always only dogs. Always only dogs. Oh my goodness, I can't today. I cannot.
To ask officers why the shots were fired, here is his report.
Luna, a young female Rottweiler, loved attention.
It's kind of the inside joke. We had the worst guard dog ever because she will just let you pet her.
And on this past Sunday night, the dog was home with its owner, Isabel Espinosa, as she called police about a domestic disturbance a few doors down. Cops responded in force. At some point, though, Luna slipped out the front fence.
All I heard was...
Slipped out the front fence? Well, that alone is not a reason to kill a dog. Okay.
3 shots.
A veteran Hallandale police sergeant opened fire, believing the dog was charging at him.
Hell, so the cop believed the dog was charging at him. Now, do you think the cop misinterpreted a dog charging at him? It never happens. Every video we've seen, the dog actually charges at them. It's never a mistake. Never. I've never seen it. So these things get shot because they're violent. That's why.
My sister was standing right next to him. We see him, the dog running back in.
And notice every time these dog owners, they blame someone else. It's always somebody else's fault. It's the cops' fault. They never take responsibility. That alone lets you know that they're in the wrong. I mean, they don't even take partial responsibility. It's always, oh, he could have handled it differently. He could have did this. Even though your dog was running around off leash, breaking the law.
Bleeding, and she collapsed on the floor and died. Of course, I went ballistic on the guy and started yelling at him.
She said she went ballistic on him. Your mutt escaped because you were irresponsible enough to own it. According to you dog nuts standard, you were irresponsible to the point where you couldn't have a proper fence or whatever. The mutt got out. That's your fault. But they don't want to hold any responsibility ever.
He shot my dog.
That's Isabel.
Can't believe he shot my. What you expect him to do? These people act like, oh, just because the dog is nice to me, everybody should be nice to it. That's the problem. These people in the home, behind closed doors, making sweet love to these mutants. And they start to look at these dogs like their husband. Huh? They truly do humanize these things.
Sobbing as officers rushed the dog to a nearby vet where it died, leaving behind a trail of blood on the pavement. One of the bullets hit the dog's heart.
The dog definitely wasn't charging at him, and if he had felt threatened, he would have shot the dog straight, not on the side, because he went through and through on the side.
Oh, shut your stupid mouth. I cannot with these nutters. Man, oh man. Where do these people come from? How? I just can't take it no more.
A dog is dead after a neighbor shot it near Mithofer Road and 46th Street on the northeast side of Indianapolis. But it's the dog's owners who are being cited. RTV6's Graham Hunter explains why.
The dog has been described as a neighborhood terror. This morning, he jumped this short fence and raced toward a man in his driveway. He tells me it wasn't the first time, and today, he defended himself.
I carry my weapon outside to my mailbox now because of this dog.
Winberry Sr., who is a chaplain with IMPD, tells me his neighbor's dog has been approaching him aggressively, recently chasing him into his...
Look at that. They told him to take a picture of the dog. Off leash, roaming the neighborhood. This was one of the pictures that he took. No charges. Right? We're going to come back to this one. Because this is actually a good story. And a halfway acceptable reaction or response by the dog owner.
And now, a message from Cash App and...
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I've been sitting here and I've been chain watching these videos. Oh, we all remember that one. We remember that one. Now, in case you haven't seen it, this was one of the most infuriating videos I've ever seen in my life. The way this woman was incapable, I'm totally incapable of controlling these things. This is what I'm saying should be against the law.
Why are you letting your dogs attack me?
I'm sorry.
When she said, "I'm not trying to, I'm sorry," oh my God. Wow. What's so infuriating about it is that I think she was sincere. She actually think that the way that she was handling those dogs is normal. The way that she was, well, failing to handle them. I believe that she thinks that there's something normal about that. Like, whoa, well, it's perfectly normal to try to restrain your dog and fail, and then to open the door, and as the dog is charging towards whoever's at the door, and who's ever being attacked, well, they're just supposed to accept it and understand, hey, it's just a dog, you know? Man, oh man. That is too infuriating. Y'all remember, that is a classic. That is a classic video right there. That woman, man, I was burning hot for hours after I saw that for the first time.
New tonight, a family's grief. 2 dogs shot, 1 killed.
A baby family.
These things are always getting shot. Always getting, you don't hear about cats just getting shot. Rabbits, gerbils, squirrels getting shot by cops. Cops only shoot dogs. It's like part of cop culture to shoot dogs. Why? Is it because they're man's best friend? Why is cops shooting man's best friend more than they shoot any other creature on the planet? Huh? We're going to put a stop to this rhetoric, you dog nuts. Every element of reality refutes your rhetoric. This is easy work.
Wants to know who targeted their pets. Channel 5's Taylor Winkle is live with their story and a warning for pet owners. Yeah, unfortunately, that baby family had to find their dead German Shepherd themselves. They tell us they're not the only ones in the neighborhood who've had a dog shot and killed this past week. They want investigators to act before more dogs don't come home. Kelly West is holding her baby boy, Bullet.
He has lots of stitches right now and a couple staples.
A name that seems more fitting now that vets tell her he has what may be fragments of a bullet littered throughout his back.
Now, notice how they start off talking about this small dog, right? But watch this.
You can see in this x-ray. This happened after Kelly says she let Bullet the poodle and her German Shepherd Diesel out last month.
There you go. There you go.
Monday, a routine bathroom break.
They spent about...
Routine bathroom. So she just lets the dogs roam out. She just opens the door and lets them go. That's what these dog nuts do. You're supposed to have them on a leash. But this is one of those owners who just, okay, go out, kitties. They truly treat their dogs like kids. No fence. Just open the door and let them go. And that's what got her dog killed. The cop killed the German Shepherd and the mutt caught some fragments. Big deal.
15 minutes outside and Bullet was the only one that came back.
Diesel was nowhere to be seen. Unusual for the loyal German Shepherd trained to help corral the family's livestock.
A few hours later, my dad went looking for him down the neighborhood over here.
Then days went by.
And we just kept looking every day. My days off.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, this is so difficult. This is so difficult. You know what, people? Honestly, some dog owners are very nice people. There's a dog lover at my job, and I'm telling you, this woman has a hard time being stern. She really does. She's always polite, at least the times I've heard her, even when she's been antagonized and had people being rude to her. Some of these dog lovers are nice people. The problem is that they're naive and just flat out dumb on top of that. That's the infuriating part. It's like, why do you have to, on top of being a nice person, easy to get along with, why do you have to be careless, have no value for human life, and just do dumb things? On top of that, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. Dead dog after dead dog after dead dog. Okay, this is not about this small dog. This is about a German Shepherd. Did she open the door and let a flipping German Shepherd out off leash to go use the bathroom? Unbelievable. Be aware of how these people operate, man. So you're going to have to act differently when you see these people in your community. Right? Know how to function in an environment where you have these people trying to conceal and control these mutants.
Denver 7 News starts right now.
We got two people on the loose. One has attacked somebody. Please, hurry, hurry, hurry.
You just heard the frantic 911 call from a neighbor just moments before police
officers. We got two pit bulls on the loose. Wait a minute. Let's go back.
Two people on the loose. One has attacked somebody. Please.
One has attacked somebody. And you see the title of this video. Police officers shoot dog in the face.
Please, hurry, hurry, hurry.
You just heard the frantic 911 call from a neighbor just moments before police officers shot a dog in the face. That dog had to be put down and now outraged tonight from its owner in Aurora.
Investigators there say that dog attacked them and even jumped on the police officer's car.
But the pet's owner telling a different story, and Denver 7 reporter Lance Hernandez caught up with several witnesses.
There are two sides to this story. The owner told me that her dogs are loud, but not vicious. But a witness who lives in this apartment...
They always say that their dog is not vicious. They always say that. My dog has never harmed a soul. Okay, so why the cops always shooting them? You expect us to believe these cops just running around with an itchy finger on the trigger to kill dogs? Get out of here.
Complex told me one of those loose dogs tried to kill hers.
There's two dogs that are two pit bulls. And they just attacked a little puppy.
Concerned neighbors called 911 after two marauding dogs went on the attack.
I seen something blurry coming from me on my right side, and I'm thinking this is a human. Slammed into me really hard.
This woman, who didn't want to be identified, said she was out walking her dog.
She did not want to be identified for a reason. She know how these pit nuts are.
When she noticed two big dogs come out of nowhere, she grabbed Sassy, her little dachshund, got down on the ground, and crouched over to protect her. I asked what would have happened had she not done that.
I don't think she would have been alive. They're not vicious dogs. I feel people automatically think they're vicious because of how they look.
Man. Wow.
I think she would have been alive. They're not vicious dogs. I feel people automatically think they're vicious because of how they look.
So, yeah, it's always the same scenario. They're not vicious dogs. It's always these people who believe that because the dog doesn't attack them, that they're not vicious. It hasn't attacked me, so it's not a vicious dog. This is the problem. This is what forces or encourages, provokes people to lash out, to call these people dumb, to say these types of things about them. It's the things that they say themselves. Are you not smart enough to wrap your head around the fact that just because it doesn't attack you, that it can attack someone else? It's not going to see other people the same way it sees you. You feed it. It's an animal. They can't even wrap their head around that. Clearly, that is what is infuriating.
Valeria Rodriguez says Angelo, an American bulldog, and his mom, Luna, a Staffordshire Terrier, got loose Saturday night. She says police told her they shot one of them in the leg.
When I went to the emergency room, I already had $2,000 ready, thinking it was just, a shot to a leg. But when I get there, the vet told me, no, he got shot in the face.
Rodriguez says police should have used less lethal force. But in his report, the officer said he didn't believe a taser, pepper spray, or less lethal shotgun would have been effective.
Started from my second balcony.
Corey Terrio agrees. He watched the dogs dart toward the first officer as he arrived.
The dogs, they were like getting rowdy with him. They went running up to his car, jumping on his car. Both the dogs, growling and barking.
Hey, they ran right up on my car and jumped on it. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, see, that's two witnesses right there. The neighbor, and you heard the video from the officer saying that these dogs just jumped on my car. Yeah, we're supposed to believe her. They're not vicious dogs. I think people mislabel them because of the way they look. That is what's infuriating. You're acting brainless. Why? Why do y'all act so brainless like that? So, yeah, I want to make that clear. I don't just rant about these people and call them names. I'm trying to call them names to get them to snap out of it. You should not want to be. You should not be comfortable being a stupid person. Lord.
But another witness told me by phone that the dog was scared. She told police to leave him alone.
She said the dog was scared. Yes. That thumbnail is not lying. This is random dog lover Nuttery right here. And there are so many stories. It's scary. I know a lot of you've researched and you've noticed how there's like an endless number of stories. If you use the particular, the right words, search words, never-ending number of stories out here.
On Denver 7 tonight, the family of this rescue pup wants to know why this animal was shot by a person with a pellet gun.
Once again, what gives? Why are these things always getting shot? Is it because everybody just mean, nasty people who hate dogs? Dogs, the most exalted, most honored animals in the country? We're supposed to believe people just running around just wanting to kill them?
Over the weekend, the owners are concerned their dog might have been targeted and that other neighborhood dogs could be next. Here's Denver 7's Thomas Hoppo.
I said, what if I hadn't let them in to feed them at that moment? She goes, your dog had less than an hour.
Nobody targeting these mutts. These people always think there's some type of underground conspiracy where people are out to kill as many dogs as possible. Nobody running around trying to kill your little worthless mutts. Stop it. Shout out to Ashar in the super chat. You got a dog not to listen to the rest of that. That's impressive. All right. Shout out to Missy May in the super chat. You dog nuts. I've been hearing this from dog nuts for a long time, who assume there's some underground mafia family who hates dogs. This secret society of people who just want to get out and kill as many dogs as possible. No. Dog nuts. Notice every time your mutts get shot, they're off leash running around somewhere.
What happened here yesterday to Julie's dog
He's a 1-year-old rescue.
had Julie's family in a panic.
Yes, I was out front shoveling the walk about 10:30 yesterday, and I came inside to let the dogs in to feed them.
But 1-year-old Halsey didn't come in.
Found her coming out of the dog.
Wait a minute, what?
Halsey didn't come in.
The walk about 10:30 yesterday, and I came inside to let the dogs in to feed.
She came inside to let the dogs in. She had them off leash. Every time.
Them.
But 1-year-old Halsey didn't come in.
Found her coming out of the doghouse we have out here, and she was barely walking and she was bleeding.
Julie and her family quickly took her into the vet but they didn't know what was wrong.
They were able to do an x-ray and they found a pellet or a bullet, small caliber bullet, lodged between. It went through her lungs and just past her heart.
The vet told Julie they weren't sure if Halsey would live, but they continued to drain the air and the blood out of her lungs. Today...
Halsey, come here. She was able to come home today. Come here.
Oh, you look great. As the snow melts away what's left of the blood from Halsey, the wound on her neck is a reminder that she isn't out of the woods yet.
They had to leave the bullet in her.
Halsey needs to go back to the ER and continue to be monitored because she could still lose her life. But Julie has a message to the person who did this.
I believe it was intentional. One pellet to this dog just about took this dog.
Look at the photo that they include here. Right? Who is this? Denver 7, the Denver Channel. A bunch of pit nutters. A bunch of pit nutters. People do not just out of deviousness do anything to dogs. It is because these dogs are terrorizing the community every time. And it's usually in direct self-defense.
A house or a laptop?
And these people know it. And every time after the attack, after this person defends themselves, they say it's not a vicious dog. And the person who was attacked by my dog is at fault. They're the evil person.
There was no reason to kill the dog. There was no reason to kill the dog.
Protesters expressed outrage
Ooh, look at these people. Look at these dog nuts. I cannot wait for the day. I cannot wait for the day to meet these people on the street. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Ban all dogs. Ban all bully breeds. Right? I'm going to come with the whole ensemble. This is easy work right here. Easy work.
Dismay outside Lackawanna City Hall Friday. They're standing up against the shooting death of a dog Tuesday at the hands of Lackawanna Animal Control Officer Fred Grasso.
Animals here are not being protected the way it stands with...
Animals are not being protected. She's talking about dogs. This is a protest about dogs. Nobody out here shooting cats. She's talking about animals not being... She's talking about dogs. What a slick, deceptive cult this is.
Are not being protected.
Fred Grasso.
Animals here are not being protected the way it stands with...
What do we need to protect them for? What do we need to protect dogs for? You remove dogs from society and literally there will virtually be no murders of infants and toddlers. As it stands now, there are hundreds, dozens every year. That adds up year after year. There will be no mutilations of infants and toddlers when you remove dogs from society. There are thousands of those every year. Dogs are literally the only aggressors of infants and toddlers. How dare you defend something like that? How dare you defend something like that? That alone is inhumane. These dog nuts are always going on about how humane they are because they love dogs. I'm a loving person. I have superior morals to you because I'm a dog lover. No, that makes you the exact opposite. You are a very bad person. Bad person. If you exalt, embrace the existence of, right, to facilitate the existence of these things.
With Lackawanna Animal Control.
The dog seen here in this video was wandering in the Holy Cross Cemetery. A woman who...
Off-leash. Off-leash bully breeds get shot. That's when your natural instincts kick in. I don't care how much dog rhetoric you've been swirling around in your brain. Most people, when they're confronted with reality, that is a dog that's not being restrained by a rope. When they're confronted with reality, a bully breed out in the free, that's when a dog ends up getting shot. Because you know better. These things aren't man's best friend. They are man's worst enemy. That's why man always shooting them.
Saw the dog tell 7 Eyewitness News it appeared lost. She called animal control. A short time later, she heard a loud boom. The dog had been shot dead. Lackawanna Director of Public Safety Ralph Galante tells us Grasso and a Lackawanna City police officer tried to catch the dog with a hoop, but couldn't. He says Grasso determined the dog had mange and was acting strangely. But animal rights activists and the eyewitness say that wasn't the case.
Why wouldn't they tranquilize it, trap it, dart it, anything? I mean,
Tranquilize it, dart it.
Really wasn't hurting anybody. I was heard from the witness that there was people walking in the cemetery. It would avoid that, you know, like they tried to coax.
So she is saying that people should have just accepted that this bully breed was wandering around off leash. That we should just look at it as another human being. How insane is that? I mean, statistics alone tells you that that's a dangerous thing to do. Right? Without even dealing with common sense.
I think the dog was either elderly, maybe deaf, possibly blind. That it didn't reach.
Hey, let me ask you pit nuts, you dog nuts, who get out on the street with these stupid, like a piece of colored paper. These are not even signs. Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all get out here on the street when a child gets mutilated by a dog? No, you don't. No, you don't. The only thing you care about is dogs. You not only don't care about humans, you not only don't care about kids, you hate kids. And you hate humans, you hate yourself. That's why you don't care about yourself. You don't care about your life. And society needs to be protected from people like you. People who have no value for human life.
Of this dog named Moose is grieving their beloved pet after Moose was shot and killed by an Inkster police officer. Happened after Moose's owner called 911 to report an incident he witnessed. Victor Williams is in Inkster tonight to explain what went wrong as Moose's owner spoke to that responding officer.
Well, this dog owner is absolutely devastated. We're told by Inkster police that the battery in the officer's body camera stopped working just before all of this took place. But right at the same time, we're told that there was a man filming with a drone camera that caught everything. We want to warn you that some of this may be extremely hard to watch.
They took my best friend from me. 4 times they shot him.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I got to take a break. Look at this dude's fingernails. Look at his fingernails. Lord.
Says his 4-year-old Mastiff Moose was killed by an Inkster police officer just for saying hi.
Everything just happened so fast.
Drone footage
said he said the cop shot the dog because the dog said hi.
From someone nearby candidly captures the result of Brad calling 911 himself for a fight at a nearby gas station on Michigan Avenue. Moose, who wasn't on a leash at the time, starts approaching his owner.
Wasn't on a leash. Every time these dogs get shot, they're not on a leash. But that's not all. It's more than the dogs just not being on a leash. Cops don't just shoot dogs just because they see them off leash. It's always after these dogs attack. Always.
and that's when things took a turn for the worse.
He walks past another civilian and just loves it. It was just all hyper and happy. And then he walked next to me and he shot.
Y'all see that? The dog charged him. The dog charged him.
Another civilian and just loves it. It was just all hyper and happy. And then he walked next to me.
And you see how the owner didn't even try to stop the dog? This is the owner right here. Look at how he behaves when the dog charges the officer.
Another civilian and just loves.
You see that? He just stood there and looked. He wanted to see the officer terrorized by that dog. He wanted that. Didn't even try to stop that dog. You clearly see that. Look at him. Didn't try, not once. And that's why it got shot. That is why these things get shot. But let's listen to this pit nut or this dog nut.
Inkster police insist the officer feared for his life as Moose is running towards him, but Brock says the dog is only trying to greet the officer.
Oh, he's just trying to greet him. Listen to this.
Instead, he was shot 4 times.
Even after he was shot, he was still wagging his tail.
Oh my goodness. He said even after the dog was shot, he was still wagging his tail. Just in case y'all didn't catch that.
Times.
Even after he was shot, he was still wagging his tail.
Oh my goodness. I need a break. I need a break. Can you believe that? That is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. Tail wagging. This is horrible. Horrible, horrible. Right? Shout out to, who's that? Shout out to Morpheus Christus in the super chat. That is, yeah, I've asked that question before. I've asked it, where are the men in our society? We are few, far and few in between. That's so sad. Wait a minute.
He was shot 4 times.
Even after he was shot, he was still wagging his tail. He was still wagging his tail. He was such a loving dog.
As Moose.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Oh.
Laid there dying, all Brock could do was drive him to a local vet, where he later passed away.
He's bleeding out of my arms.
And now Brock has lost what he calls his saving grace. Moose helped him cope through a motorcycle accident where he lost his leg.
He's been with me every step of the way of my accident. And now I don't have that. They took that from me.
Dude. Oh, man. Look, I understand if you have a dirty job. But when I had a dirty job, dude, I kept my fingernails cut. Because I couldn't keep them clean. So I kept them cut. You know, just a little advice.
Sadly, Brock has to put all the pieces back together again.
Okay, that's enough of that. Well, wait a minute. He might say something even dumber. Let's see.
Now being responsible for thousands of dollars in vet bills.
I've got bills I've got to pay. I lost out on work. I lost my best friend. I lost my... something that helps me get through life.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is so draining. This is so draining. The Nuttery has the advantage.
When are you at your best?
The Nuttery has advantage. I feel overwhelmed. Wow.
And looking for justice.
At 10:30, traumatized, scarred, and looking for justice. Those are the thoughts of a South Charlotte dog owner after a pit bull killed one of her dogs last week.
Yeah, the owner telling Fox 46's Will Lewis they're trying to get the word out because the dogs could strike again.
The dog owners don't want to show their faces, but Lance and Tara Riley recount last Wednesday on a daily basis.
I can't leave my house. I don't want to take my other little dog for a walk.
Tara Riley was walking her Yorkie and her mother-in-law's dog as well. They were a block away from the home when two pit bulls, unleashed and unattended, started coming towards them.
Before I knew it, the dogs were on top of my mother-in-law's dog. I tried to pull the dogs away, and then I just screamed my head off until somebody heard me.
Neighbors were able to stop the dogs from attacking and keep the pit bulls from attacking Riley.
The dog owners made a good faith payment, not paid in full, but only to reimburse for the veterinary expenses, the cremation expenses, and the...
Okay. So when a cop is not around to shoot an off-leash bully breed, something gets killed. Somebody gets killed and or mutilated.
Franklin Township woman says there is no excuse, no reason her neighbor should have shot and killed her dog over the weekend.
Okay, so we got neighbors always shooting dogs, cops always shooting dogs, and I guess it's their fault, right? The dogs are always innocent.
She's taking matters into her own hands to get justice. RTV6's Ann Kelly explains.
Tiffany Allen, showing us photos of her beloved Hank today, admits he wasn't the perfect dog. 3 times since September, Indianapolis...
She said he wasn't the perfect dog, but she wants justice.
Animal Care and Control citing her because Hank, as the signs on her front door warn, he ran. He got loose.
It says, caution, dogs will run. Just letting you know, she has no control over the dogs. Dogs will run.
He is known for getting out. He's the biggest, most curious dude ever.
The biggest, most curious dude ever. What does this sound like to you? What does this sound like to you? Where's her husband? Where's her boyfriend? He's the, oh my goodness.
He's the biggest, most curious, known for getting out.
He's known for getting out. You mean you are known for letting it out. You're known for not having control over it. That's what you mean. And that's why it got shot. Does she acknowledge her role?
He's the biggest, most curious dude ever.
But Allen says 4-year-old Hank, he wasn't vicious either. The American Bulldog just looked scary, which she says was apparently enough to lead her neighbor to open fire on Sunday morning.
What she says happened, it was about 9:30 in the morning, and she let Hank outside, tied him up as she always does, and then went back inside. A few minutes later, she says she heard 2 gunshots, and then found her dog bleeding from the neck. Shot by her neighbor, she says, for no good reason.
I don't know if it was vengeance on me for hollering, mind your own business a time or two.
Huh? She told her neighbors to mind their own business a time or two. She just confessed to that. Now, why would she have to tell her neighbors that? Was her neighbors trying to correct her? Letting her dogs run loose around the community? And she responds by telling them to mind their own business? Okay.
It was vengeance on me for hollering, mind your own business a time or two. You know, I don't know if it was... I don't know.
Yeah. She knew that if she continued to talk, that she would tell on herself. That she'd reveal that she's the one got this much shot. She'd reveal that her neighbors were probably justified.
I don't know.
Today we tried to get a hold of that neighbor, hear his side of what happened. We talked with IMPD, who is waiting to release the full report on this case as it sorts out witness accounts. And we learned until the investigation is complete, no charges, if any at all, will be filed.
No charges. Huh? Why do you think that is? Is it because this dog was innocent and all this crap?
No charges, if any at all, will be filed. It's why this mother of three, who ripped up the bloody carpet in her home today, who says her
And she got kids. Wow, 3 kids.
other dog won't eat, is depressed. It's why she says she plans to do what she can to get justice. She's going to file a lawsuit.
Hank had a long time left in him to protect me and these kids.
It won't bring Hank back, but it will, she says, at least make her family feel a little safer.
He'll be forever missed, but I just want him to know that Mommy didn't stop fighting him.
Wow. Wow. Well, hopefully she does not have any deceased children. Hopefully that dog has never attacked anyone, any child that she had. And obviously the dog won't be able to attack anybody in the home now. But I'm pretty sure she's going to get another dog. Pretty sure she's had another dog by now. This was uploaded in 2016. Man, does the nuttery stop? Is there an end? No.
As the world finds...
No. There's no end. And it's in part because we've let it go on for so long. You know, and I probably can't even say that. Like I said, every 24 hours, there's an unbelievable amount of stories that surface.
The dog is brutally murdered. The person responsible remains on the run, and now the dog's family is begging for justice. News Channel 5's Alexander Cohen explains how Metro Police and Animal Control are now involved.
Coco was found dead 1 week ago.
It was a heinous crime, is what it was. It was terrible.
According to an animal control officer, the dog was cut open.
The dog was found cut open. Wow.
The dog was cut open and left in the 1400 block of Ellison Street in Old Hickory.
And I was trying to figure out why she ended up way over 3 miles away from where she was living at.
Coco was a family dog who mostly stayed with Bridget's brother. She says his situation is complicated, so how Coco ended up in this neighborhood remains a mystery.
I'm very, very angry right now about the whole situation.
She says their family is heartbroken.
She was part of our family. She was a family member to us.
Today we went back to the neighborhood where Coco was found, and a group of neighbors came out upset. They say Coco had been roaming the neighborhood and was aggressive.
Man. Oh, man.
Back to the neighborhood where Coco was found, and a group of neighbors came out upset.
Okay.
They say Coco had been roaming the neighborhood and was aggressive.
He said, I grabbed that chair. He said he was beating the dog with the chair. Said the dog, they said the dog was roaming the neighborhood and was aggressive.
Even though Coco was found close to here, they say they didn't do it. Bridget says Coco was docile. Another neighbor even sent Bridget video of Coco roaming around.
See? This dog was even caught on camera roaming around every single time. And you find so many news articles. Oh, demands justice. Demands justice. Dog was shot. Dog was killed. Demands justice. And in every story, a dog is roaming around off leash. And they act like that's just irrelevant. Like, so what? You're supposed to treat it like a human. Right? Dog life is no less valuable than a human's. Ain't that what she said on that petition?
Before she was killed.
There was nothing violent about her whatsoever.
She said there's nothing violent about the dog. Yeah, another one. This is the theme. This is a pattern. Oh, it's not violent towards me. So it's not violent towards anyone. This is their argument.
Violent about her whatsoever. She was not an aggressive dog at all. She was extremely lovable.
Bridget put up posters in Old Hickory this week, hoping an arrest will be made.
We're going to get justice. I'm not going to stop until we do get justice for Coco.
Metro Animal Care Control says Metro Police detectives are now leading the investigation, and there's not a suspect description at this time.
It is always an off-leash bully breed roaming around, terrorizing the neighborhood. Why does that same story reappear in every story where a dog was killed, where a dog was shot? But you ask these people, it was always someone else's fault. It was never their fault. Dog Nuttery on steroids, right? Y'all have to forgive me. I said this would be a short stream. This has gone on way too long. Way too long, right? Shout out to Rufus Green in the super chat. I'm sorry. I get carried away. But man, listen, all these stories, I just watched them today. So, you know, I'm still trying to get over them. Yeah, 100%. Citizens should have the right to shoot the things. And listen, we do. You check the laws in your state. Most likely, there's a law somewhere where you can shoot a dog if it is approaching you in a menacing fashion, right? Be sure to check the laws in your state, 100%. And it's good to know that there are a lot of people, citizens, who have defended themselves against these off-leash mutants, and they didn't get any charges pressed against them. No charges at all. That is good to know. That tells you that pretty much in each state, you can defend yourself against an attacking dog. We don't have to be a helpless victim like so many, like too many people are in the world today, who just find themselves fumbling around and trying to get the dog off of them with absolutely no success. No. Let's usher in a new wave of people who protect themselves in accordance with the law, right? Big shout out to everybody who joined the stream. This was totally unplanned. I really wanted to test my live stream, and I figured I'd go over some content with you all, and I will most definitely be back here tomorrow as we continue this crusade against these worthless mutants and their enabling owners.